What up, Tom? Victor here. Today we're going to be looking at the classical variation, namely the one that you introduced to me. So here, red starts out like this. Yellow moves here. And this idea, I think, is really interesting. Now, of course, blue moves over here next. One idea to look at in the future is what if the pawn moves here, blocking off queen check. But I didn't look at that today. So here, red moves here first. Iron up these two squares. Blue moves here, yellow there. Of course, you have to defend against that. So now, critically, red moves here. Strong post. Blue moves there, Jesse is the best move. Then yellow just takes. Now there's a pretty good reason why yellow moved here. If queen moves here, then take, check, win the queen. And you might be thinking, well, as green, maybe you can just take here. But this actually leads to pretty crazy variation, because red takes here now. And what you're looking at is all kinds of craziness. I put the pawn up here because yellow can pin the queen, rather skewer the queen, the king. So you win a queen that way, so you have to block it off. And then yellow can take. If green wants to move over here, then as red you take here, and if blue you want to attack, then you have a mate threat, and green has to come back. So red takes, blue takes, I guess, and then I don't know if that's even the best move, but this just looks really strong for red and yellow. They pretty much eat up all of blue's pieces, only left with two rooks. So that's that variation, really hectic. So because you have the skewer threat with the bishop, forcing blue to waste a move, I don't really think you can take the pawn here. So instead, if as green you want to block this off, then as red what you do is you block off the queen coming over here for this maneuver. And then if you take, come over here, and this is going to be really strong for red and yellow. So that's why you want to block this off with the check threat. But I think as green you have to go for it anyway. So if you go for it anyway, then of course as blue you win the bishop and the rook, but you win so much as red and yellow. I was considering maybe this is also a move for green. I didn't look into that. But if the queen moves over here, then you want to prevent that. So, and of course, you have to take the yellow queen because it's pinned. So you take, check, and you want to look at that. So you block it off, and then take, lie on the rook, queen over here, and now you have to block that off. And here the ideas are this. That's a checkmate. If the knight moves, this is also a checkmate. Another idea is if the king stays there, then checkmate that way. These are the things to look at against green, which is of course the target in this situation. And I think this stands better for red and yellow. So again, the two other variations I didn't look into are what if instead of moving the queen back, green moves over here. That looks, I don't know, that looks also really strong because I mean, you still have two queens in the camp, and it's just looks really powerful. And then the other question, of course, would be what if instead of moving the knights up as I normally do, because the pawns are here, blocking off the queens from checking this way, what if blue and green decide to block off the checks this way? Of course, there's no longer the nice knight maneuver that was played in game if it's played this way. So this is the other thing to potentially look into if we want to. So I just wanted to give you this opening theory update, and of course, if you think I missed anything, feel free to let me know. That'd be good. And I'll catch you next time, bro. Peace.